Hi everybody, this is Jason at Chartmetric. Today we're going to look at the charts tool. So when you just go ahead and just pull up your login page here, log in, this will bring you to your dashboard. When you bring up your dashboard, if you're a new user, by the way, welcome. You won't see anything here, but once you use the site for a little bit, start following different artists, tracks, albums, playlists, and curators, you'll start to see them here in a really quick kind of KPI dashboard, which is pretty cool. But for now, we're going to go over to the charts and check this out for a little bit. So for charts, for example, here, let's just go ahead and start with Spotify. You have all the different platforms here and all the different platform kind of sub charts below it in kind of like this sub navigation row, if you will. You'll see for the daily, for example, we have different countries, all the different territories that Spotify is active in, and they have a top 200 or viral 50. The viral algorithm is just like with any other one of these platforms, they're defined by that particular platform, which you would have to look up because it's probably a dynamic thing. Well, whenever we see viral quote unquote charts, we usually we're guessing it has something to do with a higher an over indexing number of views or spins or plays in a given time period versus just a top, which is just going to be like the most. So here you'll just see basic information, basic track information, label, release date, peak positions. Here's a trend line on the rightmost column, historical positions, just to give you an idea of what it's looked like in the past. I believe it's 28 days. And don't forget that we also collect this by date as well. For this particular chart, Spotify top 200, or this is the viral 50, excuse me. It goes all the way back to January of 2018. So you can also do a CSV export on pretty much all of these charts as well. You can do weekly, which is pretty self-explanatory. We also have a New Music Friday for everyone who's interested in NMF, which of course is a lot of people. So essentially here we have for the past week, if you click on the date, it's basically every week we have this collection happening since April 2018. We have all the different New Music Fridays that happen. So let's, for example, just check out Becky G. If you click on the row itself, always click on rows in Chartmetric, by the way. Usually there's some kind of, positions over time or cool little pop-up that comes up. That's something that everyone should definitely know about. And here's all the different NMF playlists that it's been on in all the different territories, positions, and then also the number of followers on that particular playlist, which is super, super cool and really informative. So next up, we'll just pull up the trending on playlists. So this is organized by the number of playlist ads in the past month. We've been doing this since March of 2018. So here you have, again, basic information. The column that we sort by here is playlists descending. So the number one tracks can have the most and everything else is going to be descending from there. But beyond that, total reach, average position, our Chartmetric score, which is kind of custom score that I can explain in another video on the right here. These are all, they'll change. They'll go up and down a little bit because playlist is the sorted column here that we have. For average position in playlists, this is a percentage of, this is basically an average percentage of the, where the average position in the playlist was. Because of course, on these playlists, they can be anywhere from like, they could be a 10 track playlist, it could be a 500 track playlist. So we had to go with the percentage on this one. So just to let you know, the lower the percentage, the higher the average position is, and so lower is better in this particular case. CM score is, again, I'll describe it in another video, but essentially right now we have it set to where the higher the score, the better. And it's basically the higher position, the better. And we take that and we average that with the playlist total reach and again the average position. So that's what the CM score here stands for on the right. But again, an evolving statistic as we move forward. The Fresh Finds, this is the Spotify Fresh Find playlists. We've been collecting these weekly since May of 2018. And that's here too. So if you just click on any of these playlist details, let's just check out this number 2, Summer Love. It's pretty cool. We see all the playlist data for this particular track. We have playlist followers and the number of tracks. So let's just keep moving on. This is Apple Music. Apple Music, not too long ago, just released their daily top 100 in all of the different territories that they're in. Don't forget, please, that Apple Music has different storefronts for each of their users. So if I'm a British user, if I'm a Canadian user, if I'm a Mexican user, you'll see different storefronts. You'll see, when your homepage or browse page pulls up, you'll see different things. If you have a particular playlist, you'll see maybe even a different version of the playlist, even though it has the same name. This is something that Apple does, and that's something that you should be aware of. So when you click country, that's actually what you're looking at. We have daily collection here, obviously daily 100, and again, basic track information. Don't forget too that if you click on any of these icon links, and this is throughout our website, it'll take you straight to the platform's hot link. Tracks by genres. So these are the genres defined by Apple Music themselves. Again, sortable by storefront on the left, in case you wanted to do that, and daily collection here. Albums by genres, so instead of just a single track, this is the entire album itself. And then same categories here. Trending on playlists, again, defined by Apple. So you'll have to, and Apple gives less information in terms of their music platform, so we don't have followers or anything like that, but we can at least show you the amount of playlists that they're on and the average position. For videos on Apple Music, this should be pretty self-explanatory as well. And it's all listed here. So moving on to, iTunes. Again, Apple. So obviously the same mother company, but for downloads. And we have track. They're going to be the same genres, same storefronts. We have albums, and then we also have videos. So this is for downloaded music videos. Moving on. So YouTube, we have YouTube charts now, which is pretty cool. 4 different types. For YouTube tracks, this is, just so you know, this is based off the ISRC, or essentially the serial number for a recorded music property, intellectual property. So you'll see, I'll go ahead and jump ahead of myself a little bit and go to music videos. You'll see that the number 1 right now is Post Malone and Sway Lee with Sunflower. You'll see it's 11 million here, but only 18 million here in the tracks. And that difference of 7 million is going to be user-generated content. So on YouTube, you or I can upload this song to, a wedding video if we're a big fan of, these gentlemen, and, we just want to upload it and share it with the world. So what YouTube's Content ID system does, it'll pick up, your wedding video, and it'll pick up, oh, hey, the Sunflower track's on it. I'm going to attach it to the ISRC property on the back end of YouTube. And that's what you see here, because we're going by the tracks. Remember, we're going by the tracks and not necessarily the official music video. That's what this second chart is for. So that's good for you to know. We collect this roughly weekly as well. Haven't been doing this we've been doing this since January, so there you go. So there's that. That's for tracks. This is for music videos. Don't forget these are daily counts. Of course, this has, I think, well over 200 million views total at this point. But for today, for January 17th, which there's about a 6-day delay. This video is being done on January 23rd. There's a bit of a delay between the particular capture of the information and when, what day you happen to be looking at this particular chart on our tool. So that's good for you to know. So next is trending music videos, again, defined by YouTube themselves. You're going to see some missing information, at least for now, because matching, we try to link everything between our platforms. In Chartmetric, we have all these, in this case, 8 different types of charts from different platforms. And we try to link everything. And by linking, I mean, Carol G, they should go to, I should click it and go to Carol G's artist page on Chartmetric. It's kind of hard. So we're trying to do it. You're working on it, but at least you'll have the positions of these, and then you can, click out to the link if you want to get more information on, what exactly you're looking at. So, but that's what you have here for trending music videos. And then for artists, this is for their actual YouTube channel, the view counts for this particular day. So good for you to know, the official YouTube channel. So let's just keep moving on. On Shazam, of course, the smartphone application that you can use to identify a piece of music you're hearing out in the public. We've always had by country, which is pretty cool. All the different countries that Shazam is being used in. But most recently, they started to make cities available. So if I go to Australia here, you won't get it if it still says global. This won't be enabled. So you have to select a country first. But once you do, you'll see all the different cities, which is pretty cool. So if I want to look in, Alice Springs, Australia, I can. And then all the Alice Springs users of Shazam, we can see what they've been Shazamming the most on this particular day. We have a weekly collection on this as well, as you can see. And what's cool is you can see the total amount of Shazams as well. So that's pretty neat. Moving on to Beatport. With Beatport, if you're not familiar with it, probably not the biggest clubber, but Beatport is still a big music download platform for DJs. So, of course, if you're a DJ in the basement in Berlin, that you have no way to stream and you need to be able to manipulate audio files on your DJ gear, you need to download high quality files first. So that's what Beatport is for. It's considered a professional resource for DJs working around the world. And so essentially a pulse on the club scene. That's what this is. So we have the charts genres defined by Beatport themselves. You'll see it's very obviously electronic music and dance music oriented. And we collect this also weekly as well. Cool. Moving on to SoundCloud. SoundCloud, of course, the bastion of independent music. A lot of rappers, a lot of all kinds of artists putting out music on SoundCloud and gathering audience and steam on the platform. You'll see here we have a couple different options, kind of similar to the Spotify charts, but we have top. You also have trending. You have different genres defined by SoundCloud themselves. We have dates, which we do weekly here. This is a fairly new one for us. At the time of this video, we only started doing it last month in December 2018. But you can also select by country as well. So you can, let's just go to France real quick. And you can check out all these different French artists. And you can always, don't forget, click on these logos and you can go straight to the track itself. I'm going to close it out because I don't want it to play and include unlicensed information or music into this video. And last but not least is Chartmetric. So this is obviously our own chart. So we have a most followed artist, tracks, and playlists type of chart here. We have only the top 100 for each of these categories. We understand, a lot of people just don't want a lot of their information to be, put out there. So that's why we keep it in the aggregate. We definitely don't do it by individual users. It's just kind of aggregate data here. A lot of people like to keep things kind of close to the chest, and we want to respect that. So that's why we just keep it at the top 100. But you can always just kind of check out this information if you're curious. Our professional user community is pretty awesome. And then just want to know what everyone else is checking out, you can do that here in Chartmetric. So that is the Chartmetric charts in a nutshell. If you have any questions, please always feel free to reach out to us at hi@chartmetric.io, or if email is too slow for you and you need some instant help, feel free to go to help.chartmetric.io. Click on this little blue icon at the bottom. You can definitely talk to any one of us in real time, as long as we're awake. So at least give us at least 24 hours to get back at you, and we're going to do our best to get you worked out. So thanks for listening, and hope it helps. Take care.